Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Ooh, hey, Courtney, you're lurking. You're red today. Vicky, you are orange too. Hi everybody. I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday. I thought we'd get started off today with a taste test. Okay, I'm almost choking. What the fuck? This is not even open yet. I haven't even taken a sip, Manny. But I'm choking on it. Anyways, oh. Now hold on. This might be too high caffeine for me right now. I know it's weird for me to say that. But this energy drink here has 180 milligrams of caffeine in it. And I just took 200 milligrams of caffeine about an hour ago. That's probably not recommended, although well under the daily limit. Fuck it. Let's do it anyways. But these are rocket pop flavored, or bomb pops, some people call them. Like, hi baby, Christopher Engelby. Thank you for the PP, by the way, for my birthday. I appreciate that. And thank you for 28 months of support. Love you, my friend. Anyways, have you guys ever had a bomb pop, the little ice lolly that looks like that, or a rocket pop? This was, I was turned on to these by a friend at work who said, I know you love you some high. Oh, and Erica's pink. Woohoo! I know you love you some high caffeine, zero sugar drinks. Right, Kissy Carrie? Yes, I do. Thank you for the 2. I appreciate it. Yay! No, but seriously. So, I bought this, and let's find out how it tastes. What color do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be, like, milky. A milky color. Not red or blue, but milky would be my thought. It's Mikey. It's me. I'm Mikey. 28 months. You probably shouldn't drink any of this. This would be bad on your stomach. But I'm going to, and we have to give it the best shot possible. So I got ice in my glass, and we'll see what it is. Then we're going to get watching our TPO from yesterday. As usual, fucking terrible neighbors. Oh, I think I'm right about the color. Oh, yeah. It's like clear. It's clear, and then let me smell it. Okay, it smells like alcohol. Immediate. Can you hear that, by the way? Oh! Christopher! Thank you so much. I love that. Splitting it up. And I appreciate it. This is the last day of the month after all. So I will actually see these gifts next month, which I love. Thank you so much. Seriously, so much. If Creed was here, I'd say that's a Ron Allen. But here we'd call it a Christopher Engelby. Anyways. Oh, it does smell like the rocket pop or bomb pop sort of ice lolly. But it's clear. It tastes exactly the same. Wow. Well, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. Hi, Adam. If you can find yourself these, Batch 27 energy. Hashtag not a sponsor, but call me up, baby. Send me a flat. Oh, the bottle's being weird now. Oh, that's making a strange noise. Like the aluminum is sort of separating or something. That's a strange noise. Anyways, very delicious. Tastes just like my childhood, melted dreams. Once in a while. Occasional melted dreams. That's what I think childhood tastes like. Oh, it's got the tartness to it. I love it. Whoa, Christopher! Christopher Engelby. Look at all the names. Look at everybody going insane. Oh my God. Christopher. You are the best. Amazing. Thank you so much. What a gift. In my birthday month, no less. Thank you so much. You are the sweetest. Donald's here. Look at that. I mean, literally, Chris, you just gifted 10 memberships. 10 of them. I am so thankful. We've been doing members only on Sundays lately, guys. And it's very exclusive. No more of this show for everybody first, then a members only. No. You need to be a member to hang out with me on a Sunday, because we do members onlys on Sundays. I love playing with members on a Sunday. One of my favorite things to do. Okay, let's travel over here by Faloozy Powder. Thank you again, Christopher. Amazing. Wrong button, Paisley. Not amazing. Terrible work, actually. If you had guys in the truck, you would blame them. You would. You don't. So you can't. Again, wrong fucking button. Funny. Oh, I'm not very good today. I need to drink more of the energy drink. Okay. It's actually fucking delicious. Dangerously delicious. Quite possible. Okay, I love you.
You working
too,
with a process server?
Shut up,
I am
Judge.
now.
I'm saying goodbye to Christopher. Thank you, Christopher. Be safe at work and fruitful in your work journey for today. I love you too. And this tastes delicious. I am a convert. I'm gonna have to get me a sponsorship deal with them. That is fucking so good. Ooh, I also wonder what other chemicals they put in it. You know how all the companies put chemicals in these drinks? Taurine, vitacholine. I don't even know what that one is. I'm so excited to feel that buzz in a minute. Anyways. Christopher! He's like Santa Claus tossing gifts on his way out the door. Hey. Chuck. Viking. Cash. Oh my God. Casey Carey, I love that for you. I remember I used to have really long dark hair. I cut that off. It's gonna be great. I trust in it. And thank you again, Christopher. Amazing. What a birthday. End to the birthday month. Thank you. I'm so glad to see some of these names we don't always see. Now, Chuck we see. I hope he's doing well. But like Viking Web Productions occasionally comes by. Occasionally, baby. Anyways, okay. We got a zippity-doo-dah day. Judge Pause will take all day. So we skip through right to the meat of it. Now, you might recognize her from yesterday. Don't worry, we're not watching the same one. This is the case that preceded it.
It's fine. Basic, he's caught on to the fact
I
that
love to be preceded.
but I didn't.
I don't even know what that
Got
would
it.
mean. Think something dirty.
Understood.
Something dirty.
Thank you.
Precede me.
No, that's, we're all on the same page now. Thank
Nope,
you.
I do work.
Beverly, yes, please be careful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Cellulite Yoga Pants, enjoy dinner. I'm sorry your internet was
We'll
off
see y'all
yesterday.
back on April 13th.
One copy.
Yeah, that's yours. And then I have a copy of yours, so I can make sure we make arrangements.
This is easily one of the best energy drinks I
And,
have
Ms.
ever
Woods, you're
drank.
welcome to grab these.
There's no, what the fuck? Is there any calories in this? There's
Then,
only 5 calories.
As if you want to just wait until the petitioners have exited, and then you can go. We just like
It's
that
very
avoid having people
sour.
leave at the same time.
And that's what I like.
Okay, so maybe just a few moments.
Hi Hector, how are
Thank
you
you, Ms.
doing
Woods.
from
We'll see you back on April
surgery? How is Hector doing?
You know, it looks like they're on their way out now. You're probably free to go. Yeah.
Ma'am, get the fuck out.
All right. Next, we've got case number ending in 4-5. Adam Rainey, petitioner against respondent David Musgrave. We've got Mr. Rainey on Zoom, Mr. Musgrave present here in court. Come on up, Mr. Musgrave. Yeah.
All right, one in live, one above me. Maybe I should move myself over. Okay, fine. I'll move to the other side of the room. Were you guys
Toggle
ever
on over to your
moved
file.
from your seat in school because you were a distraction? Is that just a me experience? I have a feeling it wasn't just me, but maybe it wasn't everybody. Oh, now I want to make a cheesecake, Donald. I'm making the lemon curd today. I've got the organic lemons, and I will be making the lemon curd. I'm going to stuff blueberry muffins with them. I'm making blueberry lemon muffins, and then I'm going to stuff them, once baked, with homemade lemon curd.
All right. So
I also need a chewy
for
chocolate
this
chip
matter,
recipe.
I'll swear in Mr. Rainey to provide some testimony. Then I'll turn it over to Mr. Musgrave. A couple of matters. I think, given the number of issues here, I think it would be helpful to all the parties as far as ways you may want to concentrate your testimony. A couple of things that you may speak of in the context of it. Sounds like it may have led to some of the conflict in this case, but we're not here to litigate the substance of any claims on property damage. I understand a lot of this may have started with allegations that contractors for Mr. Rainey were throwing roof tiles or things of that nature over onto Mr. Musgrave's lawn, and there's some damages there. I know Mr. Musgrave has uploaded some documents to that effect. The substance of those claims we're not hearing. That's not part of this. I'm not going to make any determinations on that. So to the extent that that's something that's part of the argument here, again, we're not going to hear that. And then, so for Mr. Rainey, I know you've also uploaded some, I think it's ring camera footage of Mr. Musgrave that caught some audio. That's something I'm not going to be able to consider as well. I'm not necessarily making any findings as far as issues on right to privacy. I believe Mr. Musgrave has kind of made that request too.
Again, you saw that the
Yeah, so there's and I think this issue may come up. Well, maybe not this exact issue, but there's an RCW. It's chapter 9.73. Part of that talks about prohibitions on recording private conversations, and then whether or not that can be used in a civil, any kind of civil action in a court of limited jurisdiction, which ours is. And so I'm not able to, I'm unable to consider anything from that particular piece
Should
of
I
evidence.
just refile that with the police then?
That's up to you. Again, this is
You saw, I couldn't get past them saying, no, you gotta
Right.
talk to him.
well, that's
And I
we
don't
can
know.
address that when it comes up maybe, but I'm not a law
I realized that.
enforcement
I didn't know why
agents.
they were telling me to do that.
Yeah,
Or
so.
what to do about that.
Right, all I can do in this context is say, I'm not able to look at that evidence because
Okay.
I do think that there's an issue
Okay,
there.
so I'll talk to
Yeah.
them again.
Okay. So not gonna be able to look at that.
Sure, no problem. And the other,
uh,
and the damage was just to give you a reference point
Mhm.
for the real beginning.
Right, understood. So with that in mind, again, Mr. Rainey, this is your petition, so I'll have you go first. If you'd like to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in this matter is the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Well, basically, as you are aware, Mr. Musgrave is upset that he believes that there's some damage done, which is, I'm not here to agree or disagree with that, but the method he's going about in trying to get an agreement or settlement from it by, extortion and harassment is clearly a pattern that we need to stop. And even after he was served, he tried to contact us 2 other times. One time we had to call the police to remind him that we don't want contact from him. And so we are just asking the court to help us stop him from this continual harassment every day.
Judge, pause if you would. Thank you so much. That makes me so happy. Also, Hector, thank you for being here. I hope you get better soon.
I've got a follow-up question for you, Mr. Rainey. I'm just bringing up your petition.
Judge. Oh my god, a YouTuber better than I would cut all of this out. All of it. Judge, you're killing me. What?
And for the court to issue some sort of order prohibiting communication from Mr. Musgrave to you, or I understand you've also included your minor children in the petition. Are there allegations in the petition that you can point me to, or your exhibits, indicating that verbal communication from Mr. Musgrave that you felt was harassment that persisted after him being told to stop? I've got the signs and the cameras and the letters and things of that nature. I'm specifically, and we can get to those. Specifically though, I'm wondering about, to the extent you're requesting no communication, if there are allegations in the petition that I missed as far as him communicating verbally with, you and your family that you wish to have stopped.
Well, and I've only spoken to him probably 4, maybe 5 times, and 4 of those, out of those have been him just coming over and yelling at us. I mean, there's no other communication that we've had with him.
What a strange neighbor relationship. Just screaming. These are my neighbors and I scream at them regularly.
All right, and then so that I'm again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to be I'm not testifying for you or anything. I just want to make sure I understand exactly what it is you're asking for. So you, to the extent there are allegations of the cameras pointed at your house, you want the cameras down, is that right?
Well, I mean, there's no need for them to be pointing 5, 6, how many cameras he has at my house in my backyard. We've never once gone in his backyard over a fence or, I mean, as far as, walking on his lawn, it happened one time. My daughter went to get her Christmas presents. There's been no other trespassing from my family in the 7 years that we've lived here. And yeah, I mean, then, taking pictures of us in our backyard and then posting them in his window and on signs is just simply not normal behavior.
And then as far as the signs, is the request to have the signs removed?
Yes, I mean, he's posted signs on our side of the fence in our backyard. So yeah, we would request like all the signs be removed.
Well, if they're on your side, just
which
remove them.
signs are you saying are on your property?
The photographs he took of me in my backyard, he printed and posted them in his window and in his front yard, and then hung them on the inside of our fence in our backyard.
Hello, Katie
in the
9.
response.
Ready for some nasty neighbors? Also, if it was on your side of the fence, just rip it down, bro. Right? That's what I would do. If I saw something in my
And then the
property-
letters. I understand there's been, I think, 3 letters regarding a potential lawsuit.
Correct.
Is the request to have no more written correspondence?
Correct.
Is there anything else that I'm missing?
I mean, it's just basically we want to stop the signs being put up. We need to stop him, trying to contact us. I mean, in fact, on Monday after the scheduling hearing, he stood at the end of his driveway, turned and looked at my window, smiled and waved. So he's not understanding what we're trying to do here. And then on Wednesday morning, he tried to talk with me. So we had the police come out and, remind him that, we're in the middle of this petition.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Rainey. All right, Mr. Musgrave, if you could please raise your right hand.
Yes.
Some
Do you swear
Brenner,
affirm the
I'm
testimony you're about to provide us the
down.
truth and the whole truth?
Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead. And you heard there from Mr. Rainey. It sounds like you've got some responses. So go ahead, just to help frame frame your responses as far as what I'm looking at. I'm looking primarily at allegations of cameras on your property, either on the shared fence, looking into their backyard, or signs that are hung on the basically on their side of the fence, or
Okay.
things of that nature.
And
You're
start
welcome
with
to
the-
address other
Let's
matters as
start
well.
with the fence. The fence is built entirely on our property. I let them know that several times.
Chuck, thank you so much for being here. You got a membership thanks to Christopher Engelby, a known giver, and Grammar School. Welcome for the raid. Appreciate that, baby. Seriously, so great. Thank you for being here. So Chuck, make sure to come on by. During members only this week. I hope you stay safe with the storms, please. Stay safe with the storms. Period fence part 2. That's right, MB. Period fence part 2. Period fence with the most. Actually, this is more like a period fence. Also, if somebody put a notice on your side of the fence, would you not be just ripping it down? Problem solved. Problem solved.
Nobody, well, at the time, the property that they live on now was under foreclosure. The owner there didn't want to have anything to do with paying for a fence. So it's about an inch or two onto beyond our property line onto our fence. So it's not their fence.
And one thing you
if
may
it's
have
on
heard
the
this
other
from-
side, if I put something on the other side of my fence, it's on the other side.
Right. So, okay. One thing that this court can't do is resolve property line disputes, as
right.
you may have heard from the previous case. So, so that's not something I can resolve. What
Okay.
I can look at though at this point is where there's a fence. And it's less in the vein of, you know, who has property rights to what side of the fence, and more of a, you know, where is there a reasonable expectation of privacy? Where where is it understood at this point, given a location of a fence? Again, is there that understanding that this is, you know, the neighbor's backyard?
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm looking at.
And one of the things I had pointed out in my response is, and probably saw the clear pictures of that drawing or line drawing conversion from a actual photograph is a picture of Adam flipping me off from the other side of the fence. I showed, like, I walked out my backyard and he started yelling at me. I don't have voice recordings on my backyard fences, or I'd be able to give you that tirade. Anyway, so that if he had waved and smiled, been a pleasant neighbor, there'd be no issue with that photo at all. It'd be a pleasant photo. Nobody'd be complaining about it. It's only because of that response to me walking out the back door that I took a picture of while he was in the middle of the tirade that he has a problem with.
And where's that? Is that sign located on your property?
It's on my property. Yes. Yeah. Both.
What-
There's
what-
signs in my window
Right.
inside my house. There
Right.
were the two signs I had outside are gone. The one that was sitting right next to their health, mental health matters pointed at that sign, not at his house, that had that picture on it. When it got knocked over, it had two more of those pictures on it. Has long since been removed, and those pictures were repurposed for the backyard next to where he was flipping me off.
Which picture is on? I understand there might be some disputes on the location or ownership of the
Right.
fence, but which picture is on the side? Is there a picture, I should say, is there a picture on the side of the fence
That he can see.
that he can see that's
Yes.
sort of on? Okay,
Yeah.
which picture is that?
In that same one.
Okay.
That's the
Alright.
picture of him flipping me off.
Okay.
You know, like I said, I
I'll
think I
reenact
put
it
it in
right
my
now.
response. It's a reflection
It's like this.
of how I see him.
All right. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Hmm?
If there's, thank you. That was my questions on the pictures. You're welcome to continue if there's, other matters you wanted to respond to.
What,
Oh, that's right. You're kind of hard of
am,
hearing,
yeah,
right?
sorry,
Okay. No, I remember that from last week. I was saying that was my question on the pictures. You're welcome to proceed on responding to the other allegations, if you have anything further.
I'm welcome to what?
Proceed on addressing any of the other allegations.
Keep
okay.
going.
Okay. I wasn't sure which ones you were concerned. Oh, and I know there was
Every time
three
he says
things that
fence,
I
I'm
would-
gonna lift this up.
or at least two things that I was really concerned with. One of them was stating that I had a camera pointed at his daughter's bedroom. And if you looked at that, you've seen the actual view from that camera is watching the backside of my fence. You may have seen on that page too that there was junk piled up against my fence. That's why I have that camera back there. They destroyed property before and then claimed they didn't. I'm gonna track them now so that if they do that again, I have proof. I don't have video proof of them destroying my lawn. If they trespass again or damage my yard or damage that fence, I want to have video proof. So I don't have to go through a year of trying to gather evidence to be able to prove it.
Is the reason that you have a camera facing the Rainey's backyard, for things that are piled up against the fence, is that because you're claiming that area is your property line and so you want to see?
Because that's the entire fence is my property, yes.
Okay, so that's the reason.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I like to interject with
Oh,
questions.
yeah,
so
no,
that's
no
yeah.
problem at all. I want to make sure you understand everything's going on. The other one is the allegation of filing a false police report regarding that trespassing. You've looked at the pictures, the pictures in the diagram, you can see what I'm talking about. I think I also, well, in fact, I know I posted a thing about how I feel about trespassing. And I realized after I wrote that statement at the very top of that page that that was something that Junior Achievement taught us before we went out to do door-to-door sales. You don't cut across people's lawns. You walk down the driveway, up the walk to the front door, and then you leave the same way and walk down the street to the next house. That's something I've been taught since I was in high school.
Junior achievement. Yeah, what the
There's
fuck is that?
also a couple of references in there. One is to a Supreme Court case where the officers were okay with having approached the house with no trespassing signs on it because they took the proper route. They walked up the front, the driveway to the front walk and up to the door. That's always been my understanding of what trespassing is just if there's signs posted, you can only approach the proper way. And they snuck across the front yard to it didn't approach the front way, grabbed a couple of things and ran. And I still don't know what happened to that third package, by the way. I didn't have anything to do that day. And those packages, when they grabbed them, were not in the same places where the packages were when they were dropped off. I don't know what that third package was.
Maybe it wasn't yours, sir.
But anyway, that was never the issue. If you look at the transcript of my discussion with the patrol officer, I never said anything about theft. In fact, I said if it was their packages, then it wasn't a theft. Because I told him they looked at the packages and then acted like they recognized the address on them. So it gave me the impression that they were grabbing something that was theirs, not just something random, but they were
So why would
still
you
trespassing
call?
across my yard to do it.
Why would you call about that, sir?
Those two things like really concern me.
That really concerns you?
And I don't know if those were part of the issues that concerned you as well. But those were a couple of things I wanted to address. The cameras, like I said, I have more than 30 cameras on my property. Most of those
What?
are aimed at where, okay, so there's 2 crows that visit me every day. A murder of crows every day this week.
Unalive.
Seagulls, blue jays or Stellar jays. Had half a dozen wood ducks in my backyard yesterday.
Humble brag?
Dozen squirrels every day. Stray cats, couple of raccoons wander through every night. I have hours of photos and videos of animals every day. I post some of those online, but it's a hobby. The cameras I do have in Adams area, I put the first one out there the day after that property damage was done to see if anybody walked back out there again. And that's when I saw Thania out there, went out and talked to her about the damage to the property. I have added other cameras out there, the one with a spotlight, so I can, because people were out there at night doing stuff and I didn't know. So, yeah, because that first camera I put out there didn't have spotlight on it. And then those 2 cameras weren't seeing the far end of that side of the house. So I have a couple cameras down there, but I'd rather replace them with a single outside camera. Those 2 are on the inside. Anyway, so the purpose of those cameras, those 4, were to watch that side yard in case they came back to do more, and they did. And the only people I've ever yelled at is their contractors from my driveway saying, "Oh, no, nope, you can't do that." And then I've gone over there and talked to them about why I'm not letting their contractors back on my side yard again because of the property damage. some of their contractors have been really cool about, really nice about it. Offered to go grab, one guy offered to go grab the um, floor pad out of his pickup to put under his ladder, so it wouldn't damage the lawn. Another guy ended up putting a metal strap around a pole that I could, electrical pole that I couldn't get to the top of and come out. Anyway, so some of the guys have been really nice. Some of them haven't, but most of the time they've just been real understanding and gotten their stuff off of our lawn. But I have had to chase off several contractors from setting up their project on our lawn. Yeah, okay, so and I have gone through and addressed every camera that Adam brought up. There's a few that I can see the fence from the far side of the yard. There's the ones that he was concerned about that is in my pickup that has kept anybody from stealing from my mailbox lately. And the other one that just watches who's pulling into my driveway, so I get an alert notice before they show up at my front door.
Are you telling me that
those-
this guy has 30 cameras? He must spend his entire fucking life reviewing these cameras. Could you imagine the amount of alerts that you get from 30 cameras outdoor? Holy shit. The Ring people have him like clocked. They're like, oh, just send him an ad for another camera. He's gonna fucking buy it. He'll buy it. Oh. He probably would hire someone just to talk. But you know what? Sometimes people just need to talk. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you're gifted an easy shift at work.
Are pointed across my front yard, and Adam's house is on the far side of my property. So, I mean, they're parked on the far side from his property, where the pickup is, but that has camera above it and camera in it. And I have reported the postal thefts to both the postmaster and the police department. So they're on record if that was ever in question.
Yes, master.
Like I said, signs are gone. They were responses to signs he put up. And I would appreciate him taking down those signs and the Ring doorbell that's pointed into our house. It looked like they moved some of the stuff that was leaned up against the fence yesterday. I appreciate that. And the Ring doorbell looked like it was in an initialized phase yesterday. That is the blue lights blinking, which means it either lost power or it was being reinitialized. But that would be okay with me if it wasn't used anymore. I don't like looking into our house.
Sir, you're the respondent.
Okay. And Mr. Musgrave, I know there's a lot of allegations to parse
Yeah.
through.
I think I
if you have
addressed
about-
all of them in the
Yeah,
response. If there's anything in particular you want me to cover more,
No, I think
be
your
more than happy.
response and your testimony today thoroughly covers the allegations. What I'm going to do is turn it back to Mr. Rainey. It's his petition. He's got the burden of proof, so he's got the last word. Mr. Rainey, if you want to take a few moments to have some concluding remarks, and then I'll make a decision.
Yes, sir. So I have to take exception with the the claim that he came out and I yelled at him in his backyard. You know, I actually do have a witness to that. My wife was outside at the same time. I was out taking care of our pets, and I saw a flash out of the corner of my eye. I turned around, and he's standing there with a camera taking pictures. And I said, "Why are you taking pictures?" And that's where it started. And then he put those pictures in his windows. And as far as like, the trespassing, my daughter's 15 years old. She was excited. Her packages were misdelivered and she ran across the yard. I mean, there's no intent for anything other than get her packages. And as far as the sign on my door, my wife and I run a home daycare. Those signs that say kindness begins here are meant for a preschooler, not for Mr. Musgraves. So, I mean, the Ring doorbell is there because we have a business. We have to know who's
Oh my
coming to our
God.
door because we have children that we're taking care of. And that's the purpose. And the sign is not meant for him. And in fact, if he wants to go look at our front door, we have rainbows and bubbles on it. Those are not meant for him either. So, I mean, it sounds like all of his testimony here is just justification for behavior that's not neighborly or normal. And we just want to take these pictures down and the signs to go away and for him to, stop his harassment of us.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rainey. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to enter an order, but it's going to be significantly reduced in scope from what's requested, and it's really just going to order Mr. Musgrave to remove any cameras facing the Rainey household backyard, or direct pointed at windows. It's also going to, and if there are cameras not pointed at the windows, that's fine.
Okay, I don't have any
and-
cameras pointed at the windows. The one camera that I have with the floodlight, I've got around the side of the house as much as I can and angled as far as I can that direction.
Mhm.
It does have a wide angle and you can see sideways across those windows. You can't see directly and sideways across it. But that particular camera, I can mask. Again, I'm a camera professional.
Right.
I can mask out that part of the view, both from what causes the camera to turn on and any sound that comes from that.
Okay.
I'm at the end of it's a powered cable. I've got it plugged in and I'm at the end of where the cable can go, and it's up in an eave, right underneath to avoid rain on it.
Okay.
If I go buy a longer power cable and rewire it, I can probably move it further. I thought about trying to do that, but then I need to move it up and into the eave, keep it below the eave. I don't have a ladder that'll get that far. I'm looking at buying one at this point.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
am trying to not have that at all pointing, not even have the windows at an angle in that shot.
Okay.
But it isn't there yet, but that camera doesn't have a clear view into any windows. The other one that you've seen that he was claiming it's on, look at his daughter's window, looks down.
Well, and to the extent that there were cameras, and Mr. Rainey, correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like some of the cameras that were of concern with the windows were the cameras also in the backyard. And to that extent, when it comes to cameras, on a private residence, you are able to record images of areas where there's not a reasonable expectation of privacy. So that's front yards, doorsteps, to some extent side yards, but where someone has expressed a reasonable expectation of privacy, and that includes a backyard, particularly if there's a fence. I understand there's disputes about the location of the fence. Those are areas where you can't film because there's an expectation of privacy. Now, it sounds like Mr. Musgrave, is claiming there's some sort of property line dispute. So I am ordering that the cameras that are currently on the fence and on the Rainey side of the fence need to be taken down, as well as the pictures that are on the inside, on the Rainey household side of the fence. Now, if you litigate the property line dispute and it is determined where the property line is, and if that's somewhere different than where it is now, you can always revisit who can do what in what areas. But for right now, it sounds to me like there's a fence that divides the property on the Rainey household side. That's the Rainey household side until that property line issue is litigated and those lines are determined by a court. Again, that's nothing I can do. So for the time being, though, cameras on Mr. Rainey's side of the fence, pictures on Mr. Rainey's side of the fence, cameras pointed at the Rainey household backyard or on the back side of the house. Those will have to come down.
The one that's on my side, aiming at my side yard that has that can.
Is that area fenced off? Is the side area fenced off?
Yes, it is.
On their side is fenced.
It's not on their side. It's on my side of my house. That camera's on the side of my house and aimed as much as I can turn it down the side of my house.
Oh, down the side of your, okay, so that's not going
That's
to
why
their.
it's, yeah, it's not
Yeah,
aimed
so-
at their house. It's aimed at the side
Yeah.
of my house, but it has peripheral vision that
Okay.
can see.
Also,
The
all these
edge of-
cameras probably can turn. This guy, the camera expert, sitting there pretending like he ain't got the ability to turn these fucking cameras. Give me a fucking break. Secondly, Erica, I can't buy peanut butter filled pretzel bites because I love them so much. They fill a hole. They fill a void in me. And that void is the size of the large tub that you get at Costco, and therefore I am not allowed to buy them. That's a self-inflicted rule. But I am glad you're enjoying them. I would too.
They're the back of their house.
I'm going to read what I've written into the order. So hopefully that just clear. And I'm going to try to keep it simple because I don't want to micromanage too much.
Right.
But what it says is, and you'll get a copy of this, and so will you, Mr. Rainey. No cameras recording petitioner's backyard or pointed at petitioner's window. No camera on petitioner's side of the boundary line fence. No pictures placed by respondent on petitioner's side of the boundary line fence.
Okay, so you know, the one camera that's watching their fence is in an area, there is a gap. There was a grudge fence built on the other side of my fence. And so there's a
grudge
gap
fence?
in that area.
I'm sorry, did he just say he built a grudge fence? First of all, red flag. Is that what he fucking said? And Courtney, welcome back. Glad you're home. Oh, now I want those pretzel bites. But I'm not going to buy them because I know I will eat them all. I will. And they only have one size at Costco. It's large, like extra large. Sort of like this guy's obsession with his fences and his cameras. It's extra large. Sir, you needed to get a different hobby.
That's where that camera is.
Okay.
It's in a gap that's behind both of our yards.
Okay.
So it's
As long as
it's not on over his property. It's
Okay.
on a bit of a no man's land.
Okay.
And it's pointed back at my property.
Okay. Mr. Rainey, do you know what he's talking about? Do you kind of agree with that characterization? Do you know which camera he's talking about?
I do, yeah. That camera was moved since we put in the petition. It still looks like it points. I can't tell you for sure, but it does appear to be still visible from our yard. So I don't know what it looks at, but it does appear to be still pointing and viewing our yard, our private area.
Have more than a dozen cameras visible from their yard.
Right. Well,
But pointed at their yard is a different story. And most of my cameras are low because I'm looking for wildlife.
right. I
And so
understand.
they
I
see
understand.
Well, I mean, I would
Sealed.
say if you want to take pictures of squirrels on your fence, put the camera on the other side so it's pointing away from my house. That would be a solution.
Because what we're getting at, Mr. Musgrave, kind of what Mr. Rainey there was saying, is stepping back, the issue is from the Rainey household perspective, them feeling like there are cameras pointed at their backyard. And so to the extent what you're trying to do is capture wildlife, if you are able to point your cameras towards your house and towards your yard, that alleviates those kind of issues. Yeah.
Again, it is.
Yeah.
It's pointed. If you look at the picture from that camera, you can see, you barely see their house. You can, and that's like I moved it further back over, so it's looking more towards my house now.
They're
That's
gonna
not the
have,
current
this
picture
is
that-
gonna be a fucking nightmare to enforce this order. Who's the judge? I mean, it's subjective where the camera is facing, and we all know that you can change where a camera faces in moments. So, I find it, oh, my lover, Timu. I find it disingenuous to think that if he has 30 cameras that they're not gonna, yeah, the wildlife of daycare kids. Good fucking point, Donna. Good fucking point. Gross. He obviously can see enough to notice the signs in their house or in their windows for the children. Yeah. We know I got a camera recently for my house. It was $24 Canadian on on Amazon, and it has like 340-degree view. Like you can turn it up, down, all around from an app. It wasn't anything special. So, and it has like night vision. Yeah. Rainbows and bubbles insult me. I've had to lift the fence so many times today. I'm getting such a workout. Uh-oh. Now who is messaging me?
In there, but
Okay.
it is so that it is aimed at my house and the fences in the foreground, my house is in the background. I don't know if their edge of their house is in that shot now.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm confident. It sounds like you kind of understand the parameters here.
And I do,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yes,
All
I'm
right.
real
So that's
familiar with the
that is what the order is going to prohibit. Now, the signs, again, it sounds like there may be one of the signs that was placed on the side of the fence facing into the Rainey household backyard. So that sign will need to come down. But to the
Okay.
extent that you have signs on your property up in your windows, folks have a First Amendment right to display signs, and I understand Mr. Rainey takes
when I could,
exception to those, and
it's no problem.
Yeah.
I have a divider fence, which is right where
Okay.
that
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying those,
okay, yeah.
the
Stuff on
signs
my
in
yard,
your
okay.
windows and on your property, they stay up. You can take them down
And I
if you wish.
consider that fence my property, but I will move it to my
Yeah.
side of the
Okay,
fence.
yeah, to the extent things are on that fence, you're gonna have to litigate the property line issue before putting anything on that fence. Because
Yeah,
until
okay.
that has been.
Then why wouldn't
clear-
he have to litigate the property line issue?
Well, because it sounds like at this point, I don't, there are causes of action in Superior Court where if it's unclear who owns the fence,
Mhm.
it's called a declaratory judgment, and a judge can tell you who owns what.
Right.
So it may be worth going into that. If each of you keep operating under the assumption it's your fence, you might just wind back up in court a lot.
Right.
So it might be worth trying to either kind of mediate some kind of resolution
Yeah,
between the
that's
two
why
of you.
I'm asking, and a survey is like
Right. So you.
outrageously expensive.
Okay. Yeah. So
I can find the pin.
Right. So what I'm saying is, until that has been resolved, and this is not. I'm ordering what is up now facing the Rainey's property needs to come down. So on their side of the fence.
Okay.
To the extent that you're able to work out some sort of solution as to the boundary line, each going in half and half on a survey, or if you want to go to Superior Court and get some sort of declaration from a judge or something like that, I would suggest doing that. Otherwise, you both might find yourself back here in these harassment calendars more than you'd like.
Yeah.
So that's my suggestion. But all I'm doing is ordering pictures on the side of the fence that faces the Rainey household to come down. To the extent that pictures are clearly on your side of the property or in your windows, those can stay up. You have that First Amendment right. I'm not touching that.
Okay.
With respect to the correspondence, at this point, I'm not finding that rises to the level of unlawful harassment, primarily because it sounds like while the Rainey household doesn't like those letters coming in, I don't think there's been clear notice for that activity to stop. I think at this point, Mr. Rainey has made it clear that Mr. Rainey's household would like those letters to stop coming. So if you're going to file a lawsuit or small claims against them, I think it's probably time to
The next time will be
do
a registered
it.
letter. I've
Yeah.
already-
I'm not going to put an order on that or anything.
And
but
registered letters are okay if I send them that.
I think at this point, Mr. Rainey has made it clear that correct me if I'm not wrong, Mr. Rainey, they don't want any more letters. So if you're gonna file a lawsuit against them, you should probably just file a lawsuit against them.
Okay, don't
but-
I have to give them like notice?
So legal process is
Uh-huh.
accepted from any, and
Okay.
again, I'm not entering an order or anything like that. But yeah, if you want, legal process is never part of.
Okay, so
process.
there's one step that you're supposed to notify them of.
That's the legal process he's talking about. Oh my God. Hi, Bill. Oh, wouldn't that be crazy, CYP? Sorry, you guys. Nana is back in the country. So had to coordinate with her on the phone there. But that's great. We're having dinner tomorrow night. Anyways, Nana back on Canadian soil. Her flight was delayed, but she's made it back. Anyways, he never shuts up. Like, I was getting so, like, annoyed at him while I was on the phone. I was just like, oh my gosh. Nana's like, are you at work? I'm like, sort of. I will say hi to Nana. She was in Mexico. She always goes down to Mexico like the beach babe she is. Every year, a couple months down in the Mexico. Loves it. Can't get enough of it.
A claim before you.
Yeah, so
serve them
any
notice.
sort of formal notice associated with a lawsuit, that's fine. I think what, again, Mr. Rainey, correct me if I'm wrong, what the Rainey household has made clear today is that they no longer want any correspondence from you talking about a potential lawsuit. And that, you know, in the future,
Right,
if
yeah.
that continues.
And those letters said I would terminate that on the 2nd of February. if
It sounds
didn't
like they just don't
respond.
want any more letters.
Right.
So again, I'm not putting
Well,
that
yeah, I
in
have
order, but.
no intention to
Okay.
like send a, yeah.
Okay, so that addresses the letter issue. We've addressed the camera issue. We've addressed the signs issue. You know, with respect to the allegations that Mr. Rainey's daughter, you know, may have
Oh my God,
trespassed
it is,
or
Courtney.
anything of
He's
that.
fully
You know,
having a
that's not
Twitch
really
attack.
anything that's part of this hearing. And so I'm not going to make any findings one way or another. I think this all came to light, I think, as part of Mr. Rainey's general characterization of kind of harassing behavior, calling the police when he felt it was inappropriate to call the police. We also try not to weigh in too much on restricting people's ability or Monday morning quarterbacking people's decision to call police. So I'm not really finding that interaction is relevant to this petition for unlawful harassment one way or another. So I don't find that you know, that needs any kind of court action here. And then similarly, I guess the last thing is I don't find that there's any basis at this point to order Mr. Musgrave to have any to stop all communication with Mr. Rainey or his children. Again, there's nothing in the allegations here that rises to the level of unlawful harassment such that the court would need to get involved and start regulating that kind of behavior. So again, I am entering an order.
What? Didn't he just say he was entering an order, but then he just said they wouldn't need to limit the contact between him? What are you saying, Judge? Makes sense. It's not a big D, Courtney. He is entering an order. Did we hear that? We're going back 20 seconds so the judge can conflate again. No, that's not the right word. So that the judge can fucking confuse me. That's the word.
To have any to stop all communication with Mr. Rainey or his children. Again, there's nothing in the allegations here that rises to the level of unlawful harassment such that the court would need to get involved and start regulating that kind of behavior.
Just the cameras.
So again, I am entering an order, but as I said earlier, the order really only touches cameras pointed to the petitioner's backyard, because I do find that they have a reasonable expectation of privacy in their backyard, or pointed at petitioner's windows. No cameras on the petitioner's side of the boundary line fence, and no pictures placed by respondent on the petitioner's side of the boundary line fence. At this point, again, issues on the location of the fence will need to be addressed either by the two of you privately, where you reach some sort of settlement, or by Superior Court. But at this point, given where the fence is, and that the area of the fence facing the Rainey household does in fact face the Rainey household. That's the basis of the order prohibiting, you putting anything on that side of the fence, essentially. Does that make any? Yep.
I need to do maintenance on that fence as well. Can I access that side of the fence?
You're going to need to ask their permission, the Rainey's permission. I'm not getting into who, again, boundary line disputes need to be addressed somewhere else. If Mr.
Well,
Rainey is
yeah,
saying
but
that the fence is on his
Fence
property,
maintenance has to be addressed somehow too.
yeah, and that's not for the unlawful harassment calendar.
Okay, right,
Yeah,
okay.
so I think if you're wanting access to the fence and it's being denied by Mr. Rainey and the two sides can't come to some sort of agreement on a boundary line or a fence, then that needs to be resolved either by both parties, on your own, either getting a survey or something like that, or going to court, over in Superior Court, to settle that dispute.
Right.
Yeah.
Mikey
Okay.
was here
Any
earlier.
questions, Mr. Rainey?
Oh my God. Actually, is Mikey okay with all this fence talk? Oh my God. Bill, you raised such a good point. His eye might be twitching, his missing leg, problematic. He might just be going in circles. Oh dear. Oh dear. It probably did trigger him. I'm sorry, Mikey. I'm sorry.
No, Your Honor.
All right. So like I said, I'm filling out the order now. We will, it's not going to be completed until later this morning. So we'll send out copies to everyone. I guess we can just give it to him here. I'm almost done. All right. So I'm just about finished. So I'll complete it here so I can give a copy to Mr. Musgrave. Mr. Rainey will
Oh my God.
send him a copy of it.
It's available.
It's available. Okay. All right. And then Mr. Rainey, it's available on the online case file where you filed all your exhibits. You can get a copy of the signed order there.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Musgrave, any questions?
Yeah, part of his request was that I not be allowed within 1,000 feet of him.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not
an
granting that.
Possible, okay,
Yep.
and that the other thing was that any property issues are supposed to be resolved in Superior Court.
Yes.
Is that what I was going to ask you if that's I noticed one thing it said that it would be transferred to Superior Court. I was wondering if I'm filing a harassment suit against the Raineys, do I file that in district or Superior Court?
I would suggest you file that in Superior Court.
MB, you're so sweet.
Was this misfiled?
Oh my God.
Well,
I
no,
love
to the extent,
MB.
it's just that we at district court cannot resolve property line disputes. So when a claim of harassment is grounded fundamentally in an issue with a property line
Like
dispute.
trespassing?
Yeah, then
Okay.
that's something that we don't take up, and we don't. Sometimes we transfer it automatically. Sometimes we'll deny it and then just have someone file it in Superior Court.
Okay.
Mr. Rainey's allegations weren't necessarily grounded in a property dispute. It was more it sounds like that came about more in your response.
MB. Whoa. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Girl, I love you so much. You don't even understand how helpful that is. Oh my. Thank you. I love you so much. Appreciate you. And thank you for being here and being such a friend and always paying attention. MB always gets it before I do. She's like, yeah, I know. It's just about the cameras. I love it. Thank you so much, my friend. Seriously. Appreciate you. And of course this guy had questions, so many questions. He's trying to frame it like, wait, he should have done this in a different court. Why didn't you transfer this to a different court so I could bring all of my evidence there? No, sir. No, sir.
And so,
And part of that, you've seen these things, right? Or have you seen that?
yeah,
Oh, yeah, self-help.
Yes.
And of course, like it says, you don't file against a neighbor in district court.
right. One reason, because we can't, that often resolves, if that, it's not an exclusion, a categorical exclusion. It's just, that's more of a recognition that we in district court
Well, and
can't
that's
resolve
the reason
problems.
I hadn't previously filed the harassment.
Well, yeah, you're
suit, was
welcome to do
because it
that,
said
but it-
you don't do it against
Yeah,
the
it
neighbor.
would need to be in Superior Court.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm wondering why this wasn't filed in Superior.
Because it didn't have to be, sir. MB, I hope the trials went well.
Or whether they should
Trial
have
went
been.
well.
Because I am a
Trials and
neighbor,
tribulations.
whether there was property or not, still a neighbor.
And don't worry, you know we
All
celebrate
right,
my birthday
Mr. Rainey,
all March
sir, you
long.
are free to go. I'm just going to sign the order here, and you can get a copy of it off the district court website, or I'm sorry, in the case file. And I'm just going to give a copy here to Mr. Musgrave in
And
person.
the
before he
ring
goes.
doorbell that he has pointing into my house, is there any order for him to remove that, or do I have to file a separate?
No, you would have to file something separate. As the, this is just a request for him as a petitioner.
Yeah, rookie move, Judge. This is, you should have ended this fucking 20 minutes ago. Also, we're going to take a closer look at my period fence here before we say goodbye. This is a beautiful custom
So if
art
there's
piece.
a camera
Sir!
on the neighbor behind me's property that
Sir!
points at the backside of my fence, is that allowable?
So I'm not going to get into a hypothetical. You're not the petitioner here. So if you'd like to file a petition against him.
Well, it's part of what your order was, that about not having a camera pointed at
Mhm.
that on his property. The camera I have over there is not on his property.
Right, but if there are cameras not on his property that pointed into his backyard, though, that's.
So it's pointed into my backyard and catches the top of my, or part of my fence.
Right, and that should be fine. Again, the issue is filming his backyard.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
So if it's not aimed at his house, for example,
Mhm.
that's not an issue. I'm not gonna be
Right,
aimed at
except
anybody's
for
windows
cameras
or
that,
anything.
again, there's two things. It's cameras pointed into his backyard,
Right,
onto the backside of his house, or cameras that are located on the fence, on his side of the fence.
right.
Yeah, those are the two prohibitions on the. on the
Okay,
cameras.
yeah, and that one's not on his side of the fence, it's on the neighbor behind his
Yeah.
side of the fence.
And again, there's at this point, there's no communication prohibition, right? So if the two of you are able to talk out some of these issues.
Yeah, and I
you know,
tried to
you're-
ask
you're
him
able to
about
do that.
moving that ring
Yeah.
camera, or
Right.
turning it off the other day. That's what I tried to
Okay.
ask him about,
So, all right.
that and he wouldn't talk to me about it, so.
Here you go, Mr. Musgrave. Here's a
Would
copy
you
of your
talk
order.
to
Okay.
this guy about it? No, Adam, I agree with you. Adam's been driven to a twitchy eye situation
There you are, sir.
here.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you very much.
of course. Yep. Have a good rest of your
Thank
day.
you.
You as well.
He has a Judge Middleton pony.
All right, Mr. Rainey, any questions, sir?
By the way, did I do okay on my presentation?
You did just fine.
Thank you very much.
Sir, you lost. I'm not sure. I just. Oh my God. Adam, we're done. It's the end. So don't worry. But that is so funny. Because no, sir, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't. You did shit, actually. Let's just listen to that 10 seconds again. His smug little face. How'd I do on my presentation? Well, if we're looking at the evidence, you have an order granted against you. So I would suggest that you did absolutely shitty on your presentation. Yeah. Country Rube's got a good point there. If that was the goal, then you actually did accomplish a lot. But in terms of like winning your case, you categorically lost.
Have a good rest of your
Thank
day.
you.
You as well. All right, Mr. Rainey, any questions, sir?
By the way, did I do okay on my presentation?
You did just fine.
Thank you very much. My wife's an attorney, former JAG officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can tell you did just
She
fine.
thought I did good.
All right, good. Mr. Rainey, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. You're free to go.
A former JAG officer, and just, I feel terrible. I feel terrible for those poor people. Could you imagine? I'm just gonna say, like, no neighborhood barbecues are happening, right? Like, there can't be any sort of, like, happiness happening around this place because it just seems like misery surrounds him. Misery and Wildlife. Maybe that's the name of his YouTube channel. Misery and Wildlife. Both like company? Maybe? Anyways, you guys, I just want to point out and thank again, first of all, everybody for their amazing birthday wishes, their super generosity, everybody. I appreciate each and every one of you. Also, if you're just here and hanging out, I appreciate that too. That actually is very helpful to prevent the channel from stagnating as I learn and adapt. John is going to be on tonight at 8:33. So let's show him some support too. Jeff and Bruno might be debating. I'd like to see that. I talk about Bruno. I would love that. Put that on a channel. You know what? I got a tip for you. You can get a camera and become a camera pro for just 24 Canadian dollars and Amazon. You too can be a camera pro. But this beautiful piece of artwork was made for me by our very own Cellulite Yoga Pants in 2024. You can't see the beautiful greenery hand painted behind here in nail polish, no less. And the beautiful flowers here actually symbolize what was actually put onto a period fence in a case. I think we actually have to find that case and rewatch it. I doubt that I might, as I look around at the graveyard of computers in front of me. There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hard drives / computers in front of me, so I'm positive that it's probably on one of them. It'll be probably same time tomorrow, Vicky. Exactly around the same time, about 3 to 4 Pacific. Because, but anyways, I think we should find that period fence case, watch it again somehow, even if we have to watch me watch it. One of my least favorite ways of watching content with me on top of it, even though I appreciate that all of you like that. It's hard for me to listen to my voice. Anyways, but this piece was painted in commemoration of that. It is beautiful, gorgeous. It lives on my dresser over there where I get dressed, hence the name. But it was so apropos for today's case. Pulling out the fence every time we heard it. It was beautiful. And thank you guys. That case was a classic. We have so many classics. Maybe that's what we should do one day a week during this next little while. Maybe we should retrieve some classic cases and watch them again. I'd love to do that with you guys. Actually, it would be fun watching with the chat on the screen because then we could see, what we thought originally. So perhaps I'll do that. But yes, tomorrow we'll be back at it again, probably 3 Pacific, 3:30, let's say Pacific. Birdie's parents, no. We are not watching another 40 hours of that. But some Judge Kim, yes, we could probably do. Maybe if we want to see me freak out, we could capture one part of Birdie's parents' case. Ooh, that one's bringing some nightmares back. The Afro Man trial is something we definitely could look into doing. I haven't seen a lick of it, not even one bit. I've heard about it a little bit, but I haven't seen any of it. So definitely something we could look at. Anyways, guys, thanks for cheering me up today. You really did. Also, if you can get these batch 27 energy drinks, I very much recommend. If you like these bomb pops. Oh, maybe I should connect with grammar school and see if I can get the raw trial stuff, because I don't even have that. Anyways, bomb pop batch 27 energy drink, hashtag not a sponsor yet, would be excellent, delicious, highly caffeinated, 180 milligrams of caffeine, for my caffeine babies out there, just like me. Anyways, you guys, do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.